I told you guys that I really did enjoy the episode of Pandora of Smallville, and I'm not saying I didn't. It's just when I watched that episode, me and a lot of people that were watching it. Sorry, I have a bit of stuff in my throat. A lot of people that were watching it had a lot of questions of how certain stuff was going to play out, since we're dealing with time travel here, and really, not a lot of them got answered. Well, I'm not saying that some didn't get answered, but a lot of the major questions didn't get answered. Okay, so here's my list of plot holes for season 9, because it's not just Pandora, because it links back to even the first episode of the season, where it's a lot of stuff that's not making sense. And in Pandora, you can see for sure that it doesn't make sense. I don't know if the writers didn't notice this stuff or failed to bring a connection between them, or or maybe they're going to explain them later on in the season. I don't know, but at this point, they are considered plot holes. Okay, so plot hole number 1. The Kandorians, they should not have any superpowers, regardless of whether it's a yellow sun above them or a red sun. Because, okay, think of it this way. The clones are created from the blood samples that were stored in the orb that Jor-El made. Jor-El contaminated the orb with blue kryptonite. Now, he contaminated their blood, which formed them into the clones. So think of it that way. The blue kryptonite is flowing through their bloodstream, and blue kryptonite doesn't just block out yellow sun radiation, it blocks out solar radiation completely. Why would it make a why you really think that blue kryptonite just says, "Oh, I'm going to block out a yellow sun but not a red sun"? That doesn't make sense. And a red sun on Krypton, or a red sun in general, has the same effect of a blue kryptonite crystal. It takes away their powers. Now, I guess their logic is 2 negatives equal a positive. They really don't when you think about it, because it's not really just 2 negatives. It's 2 negatives that do the same thing. If I pour water into a cup and pour another thing of water into it, do I expect ice? No, I expect more water. So, yeah, it really should not work. It blocks out the solar radiation completely. Alright, next plot hole. So, Chloe has Watchtower, which can spread a virus into the solar tower that Zod uses to make the Earth's sun red. So why the heck would you never have done this a long time ago? Really, why do you decide on the day that Lois appears, let's do it now? That really doesn't make sense. Maybe it was, we've been planning this for a long time. Well, why wouldn't you have just gone to Watchtower in the beginning to do this? It does not make any sense. Why would you not have gone there in the frigging first place if the world is going to hell in a handbasket? It... How much does it take for you to realize, maybe if I have the power to do something to change this, maybe I should, I don't know, do it? So, yeah. Then we come to the third plot hole. Okay. Even after the sun does go yellow again, Earth's sun, why the heck does Alia, if you don't know who Alia is, she's the servant of Zod who appeared in the first episode as the ninja assassin that came with Lois. And she was Kryptonian, and she had superpowers. Why the heck would she have superpowers under a yellow sun? If she doesn't have superpowers if she gets the superpowers under a red sun for some odd reason, because it still doesn't make any sense, and then we clearly see at the end of the episode that even after the red sun goes back to yellow, she's still able to use her powers. Zod isn't. She is. What is it about them that makes them so special? What makes it so different with her? it's obviously not some long-term effect because she travels to the present. She's able to use them all fine and dandy. Plus, the blue kryptonite, which is supposed to be in her bloodstream, all of a sudden just takes away her powers. Now that does not make any sense. Okay. Then, what's the next plot? Okay. So, Smallville has been known for a little thing that I'd like to call the amnesia moment. When someone on Smallville learns something really big, such as Clark's secret, and then conveniently they just lose all memory about it. Now, in this episode, Pandora, Lois sees all the aliens and stuff. She doesn't find out that Clark has superpowers. So, but in the episode Savior, when she comes back, she has no memory of what happened. And so one of the questions I had was, okay, how is Lois going to lose her memory? And they've had a lot of dopey ideas and some creative ideas of how to people to lose their memory on the show. But this has got to be the cheapest one of them all. It's not a bonk on the head. It's not the crystal of L wiping away Lois's memory. It's post-traumatic... post-traumatic stress syndrome. I almost forgot the medical term or whatever it is. That is got to be the most biggest load of bullcrap I have ever heard. You know, like... It doesn't make any sense. People are defending this by saying, oh, the sight of Ollie and Chloe and Clark and Tess dying in front of her, that's enough to make her block out or something. Are you frigging kidding me? She remembers it all fine before she puts the ring on, and all of a sudden she lands in the subway and it's like, oh, what happened for the last 3 weeks? That is your explanation? That's got to be the cheapest thing I've ever heard. You can't just say, oh, she's got post-traumatic stress syndrome and then just walk away acting like nothing happened. You could have at least used the dopey crystal of L thing on her. You know, like, or some lame science fiction amnesia way. But now you're blaming it on post-traumatic stress syndrome? Come on! Alright. So now we come to the last plot hole. And, you know, this might count, this might not count, this may count. But it's still not making sense to me. Alia claims in the episode Savior that Clark betrayed the Kandorians, and that led to the end of the world. Now, think of it this way at first. The world isn't over at the end of Pandora. In fact, Clark pretty much just saved it. So that doesn't make any sense. The world's not ending. Yeah, it's gone crazy, but at the end, everything goes back to normal. Or we assume it does, because the Kandorians don't have superpowers. But she claims that Clark betrayed the Kandorians, and that's how the world ended. So, when the heck did Clark actually join the Kandorians in the future? Because from what I can see, he's their frigging prisoner. He's not one of them. In fact, Zod's about to frigging kill him. So how can you say, like, he betrayed us when he wasn't on your side to begin with? How can you say he betrayed you when you're the ones who's about to cut his frigging head off? And, okay, there is somewhat of a explanation here where they say, like, in the episode how at the end of the Pandora, Clark joins the Kryptonians, or the Kandorians at the end. And that's the scene where he says kneel before Kal-El. Zod says that. But really, if Clark is trying to prevent that future from happening, then he's really altering the timeline. He's trying to make sure that that tower never gets built, so he wouldn't have joined them in the future that Alia comes from to begin with, because he'd be trying to prevent that future. That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that's pretty much my plot holes on this whole thing. There, I think I might have missed a couple, but these are the major ones that stuck in my memory. So yeah, memory that obviously is a lot better than Lois, because I don't think that post-traumatic stress syndrome would make me forget something like that. Okay, so that's about it. I will be still doing videos even though the winter hiatus is on. But yep, that's about it. Okay, see you guys. Bye.